True or false? The axial skeleton includes the skull, vertebral column, ribs, and sternum. The correct answer is true. The axial skeleton does in fact include the skull, cranium, vertebral column, C1 through the coccyx, ribs, and sternum. It serves as the body's central axis, providing support and protection for vital organs. Question number 2. True or false? The scapula and clavicle are part of the appendicular skeleton. The correct answer is true. The scapula and clavicle form the shoulder girdle, which belongs to the appendicular skeleton. Question number 3. True or false? The epimysium is the connective tissue layer that surrounds the entire muscle. The correct answer is true. The epimysium is the outermost connective tissue sheath, enclosing the whole muscle. Question number 4. True or false? The A-band of the sarcomere shortens during contraction. The correct answer is false. The A-band, which corresponds to the length of the thick filament, remains the same during contraction. Question number 5. True or false? Calcium binds to troponin, which causes tropomyosin to move and expose binding sites on actin. The correct answer is true. Calcium attachment to troponin initiates a structural shift that uncovers actin's active sites. Question number 6. True or false? A hinge joint such as the knee allows rotation in all three planes. The correct answer is false. Hinge joints permit motion primarily in one plane, flexion and extension. Question number 7. True or false? The sarcoplasmic reticulum is responsible for storing and releasing calcium in muscle fibers. The correct answer is true. The sarcoplasmic reticulum acts as the calcium reservoir, releasing calcium to initiate contraction and reabsorbing it for relaxation. Question number 8. True or false? During the resting phase, actin and myosin are actively forming cross bridges. The correct answer is false. In the resting phase, actin and myosin are uncoupled and no cross bridges are formed until calcium is released. Question number 9. True or false? Ball and socket joints, such as the hip, allow motion in all three planes. The correct answer is true. Ball and socket joints permit flexion, extension, abduction, adduction, and rotation, making them the most mobile type of joint. Question number 10. True or false? ATP must bind to the myosin head for it to detach from actin after a power stroke. The correct answer is true. ATP binding releases the myosin head from actin, allowing another cross-bridge cycle to begin. Question number 11. True or false? The perimysium surrounds individual muscle fibers. The correct answer is false. The perimysium surrounds bundles of fibers called fascicles, while the endomysium surrounds individual fibers. Question number 12. True or false? The axial skeleton provides the central framework that supports the head, trunk, and vital organs. The correct answer is true. The axial skeleton includes the skull, vertebral column, ribs, and sternum, serving as the body's main structural axis and protector of vital organs. Question number 13. True or false? The I-band of the sarcomere contains only thin filaments and shortens during contraction. The correct answer is true. The I-band consists solely of actin filaments, and it decreases in size as actin overlaps with myosin during contraction. Question number 14. True or false? During excitation-contraction coupling, the action potential travels down T-tubules to trigger calcium release. The correct answer is true. T-tubules transmit the action potential deep into the muscle fiber, leading to calcium release from the sarcoplasmic reticulum. Question number 15. True or false? The humerus and femur are part of the axial skeleton. The correct answer is false. The humerus and femur are long bones of the appendicular skeleton, which facilitates movement and locomotion. Question number 16. True or false? The M-line marks the center of the sarcomere where myosin filaments are anchored. The correct answer is true. The M-line stabilizes thick filaments and lies in the middle of the sarcomere's A-band. Question number 17. True or false? During the contraction phase, cross bridges are repeatedly formed and broken to generate force. The correct answer is true. The contraction phase consists of continuous cycling of myosin-actin cross bridges powered by ATP hydrolysis. Question number 18. True or false? Tropomyosin is the protein that directly binds calcium ions. The correct answer is false. Troponin binds calcium, which then causes tropomyosin to shift and expose binding sites on actin. Question number 19. True or false? The appendicular skeleton includes the pelvis, which connects the lower limbs to the axial skeleton. The correct answer is true. The pelvic girdle anchors the lower limbs and is a key part of the appendicular skeleton. Question number 20. True or false? During the relaxation phase, calcium is actively pumped back into the sarcoplasmic reticulum. The correct answer is true. The removal of calcium from the sarcoplasm allows tropomyosin to cover actin binding sites, ending contraction. Question number 21. True or false? The endomysium is the connective tissue that surrounds each individual muscle fiber. The correct answer is true. The endomysium is a delicate connective tissue sheath that wraps around each muscle fiber, providing structural support. Question number 22. True or false? The sternum, ribs, and vertebral column are classified as part of the appendicular skeleton. The correct answer is false. These bones are part of the axial skeleton, which forms the body's central axis. Question number 23. True or false? The H-zone disappears completely when a muscle contracts maximally. The correct answer is true. As actin filaments slide inward, they overlap myosin fully, eliminating the H-zone. Question number 24. True or false? The recharge phase of contraction requires both calcium availability and ATP replenishment. The correct answer is true. Without calcium and ATP, cross-bridge cycling cannot continue, and contraction ceases. Question number 25. True or false? Ball and socket joints, such as the hip and shoulder, allow flexion and extension only. The correct answer is false. Ball and socket joints allow movement in all three planes, including rotation, abduction, and adduction. Question number 26. True or false? Myosin is classified as the thick filament within the sarcomere. The correct answer is true. Myosin filaments form the thick portion of the sarcomere and play the main role in force generation. Question number 27. True or false? The pelvic girdle belongs to the axial skeleton. The correct answer is false. The pelvic girdle is part of the appendicular skeleton and connects the lower limbs to the trunk. Question number 28. True or false? During the resting phase of contraction, actin and myosin are detached and no force is generated. The correct answer is true. In the resting phase, calcium is stored in the sarcoplasmic reticulum, and no cross-bridges form. Question number 29. True or false? The Z-lines mark the boundaries of a sarcomere. The correct answer is true. A sarcomere extends from one Z-line to the next, with actin filaments anchored at each end. Question number 30. True or false? ATP is hydrolyzed by troponin to produce energy for muscle contraction. The correct answer is false. ATP is hydrolyzed by myosin ATPase, not troponin, to provide energy for the cross-bridge cycle. Question number 31. True or false? The vertebral column is part of the axial skeleton. The correct answer is true. The vertebral column runs from the cervical vertebrae to the coccyx and forms the central axis of the skeleton. Question number 32. True or false? The sarcoplasm is the cytoplasm of a muscle fiber and contains mitochondria and glycogen. The correct answer is true. The sarcoplasm houses energy stores and organelles necessary for contraction. Question number 33. True or false? The eye band contains both actin and myosin filaments. The correct answer is false. The eye band contains only actin filaments, with no overlap of myosin. Question number 34. True or false? The excitation-contraction coupling phase begins with the arrival of an action potential at the sarcolemma. The correct answer is true. The action potential triggers events that lead to calcium release and muscle contraction. Question number 35. True or false? The radius and ulna are classified as part of the axial skeleton. The correct answer is false. These forearm bones are part of the appendicular skeleton, which facilitates movement. Question number 36. True or false? The contraction phase is characterized by repeated cross-bridge cycling and force production. The correct answer is true. This phase involves the active interaction of actin and myosin, powered by ATP hydrolysis. Question number 37. True or false? The H zone contains only thin filaments. The correct answer is false. The H zone is the central region of the sarcomere that contains only thick filaments, myosin. Question number 38. True or false? Calcium reuptake into the sarcoplasmic reticulum is essential for muscle relaxation. The correct answer is true. Removing calcium from the sarcoplasm allows tropomyosin to block actin sites, ending contraction. Question number 39. True or false? The clavicle is part of the axial skeleton. The correct answer is false. The clavicle belongs to the appendicular skeleton as part of the shoulder girdle. Question number 40. True or false? ATP binding to myosin is required for the detachment of the cross bridge. The correct answer is true. ATP allows myosin to release from actin, resetting the cross bridge for another cycle. Question number 41. True or false? The ribs are part of the axial skeleton. The correct answer is true. The ribs protect the thoracic cavity and are included in the axial skeleton. Question number 42. True or false? The Z-line is located at the center of the sarcomere. The correct answer is false. The Z-line defines the boundary of the sarcomere, not the center. The M-line is found in the middle. Question number 43. True or false? Tropomyosin blocks the binding sites on actin when the muscle is at rest. The correct answer is true. Tropomyosin covers actin's binding sites until calcium binds to troponin and shifts it away. Question number 44. True or false? The femur is part of the axial skeleton. The correct answer is false. The femur is part of the appendicular skeleton, specifically the lower limb. Question number 45. True or false? The relaxation phase begins when calcium is pumped back into the sarcoplasmic reticulum. The correct answer is true. The removal of calcium prevents further cross-bridge cycling and allows the muscle to relax. Question number 46. True or false? The A band corresponds to the entire length of the thick filaments in a sarcomere. The correct answer is true. The A band spans the length of the myosin filaments, and it does not change length during contraction. Question number 47. True or false? The pelvis connects the axial and appendicular skeletons. The correct answer is true. The pelvic girdle links the appendicular lower limbs to the axial trunk. Question number 48. True or false? Troponin is the protein that directly hydrolyzes ATP to power contraction. The correct answer is false. Myosin ATPase hydrolyzes ATP, while troponin regulates calcium binding and movement of tropomyosin. Question number 49. True or false? During maximal contraction, the I band completely disappears. The correct answer is true. When actin filaments slide fully over myosin, the I band shortens until it is no longer visible. Question number 50. True or false? The sliding filament theory describes how actin filaments slide over myosin to shorten the sarcomere. The correct answer is true. The sliding filament theory explains that actin filaments move inward over myosin, resulting in sarcomere shortening and force production. Thanks for watching. If you appreciate the study materials on this channel, I would highly encourage you to subscribe for more, and please share this video with someone who you think might benefit from the content.